Hi, Charlie here. There are more than 7 billion people in the world, and we are all unique in our own way. But there are some people out there who are much more unique than your average person. These people are so rare and special that humans like them are only born once in 1,000 years. From a boy with perfect night vision, to a real-life giant that scientists can't explain. Let's get into it. Zhang Rufang is a woman from China. She is over 100 years old, which is special in and of itself. But you don't have to look too hard to see what's so special and unique about this woman. This elderly woman is the only case of a human being growing a horn. Scientists have never seen anything like this before. And to make things even more strange, they have no idea why she grew this horn. For most of her life, she did not have this horn. It was only until 2009 that some of the skin on her head began to thicken. A few years later, a bump emerged. And then, very rapidly, a horn grew from her forehead. This is what's known as a medical mystery. That's because scientists are not sure why or how this happened. But it likely did happen naturally, meaning it could happen to anyone in theory. The horn is likely made of keratin. That's the same material our hair and nails are made from. Zhang was not sure how long this horn would grow. At one point, she was worried it would continue growing forever, but eventually it stopped at a measurement of 6 centimeters. Initially, the horn prevented Zhang from sleeping, but now she's got used to it. The older generations sure are very tough, and that's why she simply got on with her life and didn't let the horn affect her. Zhang does have 7 children, but they don't live with her. They also live far away and don't see her that often. That's why they got a big shock when they saw their mother for the first time in years and she had a horn. Just imagine going to visit your mother one day expecting her to be totally normal. But when you go to hug her, a horn prevents you from getting anywhere near. Her children have offered to take her to the doctor to remove the horn surgically, but Zhang has grown somewhat attached to the horn and refuses every time. It now seems that she may be growing a second horn on the other side of her head. This would be similar to many animals who normally have 2 horns growing from their head. But of course, this normally happens in other mammals, for example cows, not in humans. Zhang definitely is 1 in a million. Before we continue, make sure that you guys subscribe and press the notification bell. If you do it, then you'll get good luck. Nong Yao Su. Do you wish that you could see in the dark? Of course, some people do have better night vision than others. And they say that if you eat enough carrots, you'll be able to see better in the dark. But no one on Earth has better night vision than Nong. This boy is from China, and he has a real-life superpower, which is seeing perfectly in the dark. His night vision is totally perfect. He is from China's Guangxi province, and ever since the day he was born, his parents have been amazed by him. Despite both of his parents having brown eyes, his eyes were a light blue color. This is very unusual for Asian children in general. As Nong got older, his parents became more intrigued and amazed by him. That's because at a very young age, they realized he could see perfectly in the dark. On the other hand, he does find bright sunlight rather painful. Some speculate that he has the same eyes as a cat. If you shine a flashlight in Nong's eyes, they glow a bluish-green color. That is the exact same thing that happens with cats. And of course, cats are famous for having perfect night vision. In 2009, Nong was picked up by the international press. Nong soon went viral all around the world and was dubbed Catboy. He was also given a Guinness World Record for being the first ever human who can see perfectly at night. But is finding seeing things in bright sunlight painful a good enough trade-off for perfect night vision? Let me know what you guys think down below. Giant Man. Giants are not only in fairy tales. Of course, people can have conditions like gigantism. This is where people grow very tall because of an excess of growth hormones. But that is not what this man has. This man from Guatemala has an unknown medical condition. Him and his twin both had this condition when they were born, but sadly only this man survived and his twin passed away. Ever since he was a young child, he was experiencing uncontrollable growth. The man is named Javier, and this mystery medical condition is not the only thing he has to live with. He also has osteoporosis, as well as hydrocephalus and a speech impediment too. His voice is so deep that many people think it's edited online.
Bueno, aquí en la casa pongo la mesa,
But no, that's really how he sounds. He continued to grow so much that his bones began to curl because they were so big. Javier is currently 7 feet and 7 inches. He needs 24-hour care and even a custom-made bed and clothing. But amazingly, Javier still tries to live a very normal life. He went to high school and graduated. And he's also very skillful when it comes to using computers. Despite him looking very large and intimidating, he's very kind and nice. It's safe to say Javier is definitely one in a million. Muin Bachanov. Having big eyelashes and eyebrows is seen as an attractive trait. Many people, mostly women, spend a lot of money trying to extend their eyelashes. But this will be no problem for one 11-year-old boy from Russia. Muin Bachanov is known as the Eyelash Boy. That's because he has incredibly long eyelashes. He also has very thick eyebrows which twirl upwards. His eyelashes are 2 inches in length, totally naturally. This is much more than the average eyelash length of around 10 millimeters. Now, most kids would not want this in case they were teased at school, but Muin has embraced his uniqueness and says he does not mind them one bit. He says he lives like everyone else and he does not need any special care when it comes to his eyelashes. He said that he is comfortable with his eyelashes and eyebrows and has no difficulties whatsoever. He is in the Russian Book of Records for his amazing eyebrows and eyelashes. His passion is football or soccer, and he wants to be a professional player when he grows up. It's safe to say he will stand out on the field. Of course, he gets a lot of attention when he goes outside, but Muin's father says that his son does not mind this one bit. Muin has been checked over by doctors and he's totally healthy. He simply has an excessive amount of a gene which causes eyebrow and eyelash growth. Boy solves his own murder. Do you believe in reincarnation? Billions around the world do, but most people in Western countries do not. Well, this story may just make you change your mind. One 3-year-old Syrian boy stunned his parents when he said that he was reincarnated. The boy belongs to the Druze ethnic group in the Golan Heights region of Syria. He was born with a long red birthmark on his head. His parents assumed this was natural, but when he reached the age of 3 years old, he told his parents that his life had been taken with an axe, and that the birthmark was where the axe would have struck his head. Amazingly, the boy told his parents this as soon as he was old enough to talk. He told his family that his previous life had been taken with an axe blow to the head. Amazingly, the boy knew exactly what village he was from despite never going there before. When he reached the village, he also remembered his past life name. Locals of his past life village told his parents that a boy of the same name had gone missing 4 years prior. Amazingly, the boy even remembered the name of the person who took his life. When the man was confronted, he refused to admit to what he did. But that was when the boy led his parents and villagers to his own skeleton. The man then had no option but to admit to what he did 4 years prior. This story was documented by the German therapist Trutz Hardow. He wrote an entire book named Children Who Have Lived Before, Reincarnation Today. This amazing boy definitely is rare, but surprisingly there are many cases of children who remember their past lives. Zamzaman Eli. Zamzaman Eli looks very unique. He is from Rwanda. He has a condition known as microcephaly. This makes his head much smaller than the rest of his body. Sadly, many of the local villagers do not understand this and tease him a lot. Sadly, many of the villagers he lives near tease him for this every day. This means he spends a lot of the time in the jungle and sometimes eats only grass. He is known to run very fast, covering a 20-mile distance in a single day. Despite his unique looks, his mother says that he is beautiful. Sadly, his mother lost 5 children before him. Zamzaman is her only surviving child. But sadly, his mother can no longer work. And that's why right now they survive off donations from kind people online. They've received donations from all over the world, which is nice. But it's sad that total strangers from around the world treat them better than their fellow villagers. Victoria Wright. Victoria Wright looked like any other baby when she was first born, but at the age of 4, her face and life changed forever. She had a rare genetic disease known as cherubism. Only 200 people in the world have this. That means she is 1 in 38 million. This disease deformed part of her face. Children and adults teased her and made fun of her a lot. and as she reached adolescence, her eyes began to change too. But by the time she was 20, she had learned to love herself, and this meant that she stopped caring about anyone who was judgmental of her looks. Doctors even offered to give her surgery to reduce the size of her jaw, but by that time Vicky had come to terms with her looks and said no. I think we can all learn a lot from Vicky. That is that every human has natural beauty, and we don't need to worry what other people think of us, even if it is negative. Vicky is now satisfied and even proud of her face. Her unusual appearance makes her unique and also a stronger person too. Nia Kim Gatwich. This girl has a very eye-catching and amazing unique look. She is a model and calls herself the Queen of Darkness. That's because her skin is incredibly dark. At a young age, Nia Kim's family fled South Sudan and went to the United States. When she was younger, Nia Kim felt self-conscious because she was different from other people. She even considered getting skin brightening treatment. But eventually she learned to love herself. And now her unique looks are loved by millions of people around the world. Not only is she a successful model, but she also has more than 1 million Instagram followers. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment down below, who do you think was the most amazing person in this video? If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There's some more content you may like on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.